Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Anime Dudes and the Anime Dads podcast. If this is your first one that you're listening to, welcome. If you're a veteran, welcome. If you are delivering a pizza right now while listening to this, I will send you a gold star. Okay, and it's gonna have Koro Sensei's face on it. Okay, so if you're not delivering a pizza right now, that's fine. You can still participate. At some point during the episode, you have to go deliver a pizza to a random stranger. Okay, that's the only way that counts. Please don't actually do that. That sounds like a terrible idea. But anyway, my name is Bjorvio, and joining me on today's episode, we have the man of the hour, the party man himself, the anime dad.
Hi everyone, it is great to be here. I'm wearing a party hat for those listening, because life's a party, and I'm going to ride it all night long. Um, we've got a really exciting episode today. We're talking about isekai type anime, and for those who don't know what isekai is, Bjorvio.
An isekai is essentially a an anime where you get reincarnated into another universe, usually a medieval one, but it doesn't have to be.
That's great. I love your hat. Where'd you get that from?
Thanks, man. So I got this at Burger King the other day. That I
Nice.
threw a big fit about them not letting me in the ball pit. So
Yeah,
they decided that they were going to let me in, and I said, I want to do you one better. I want a hat and to be in the ball pit now. And so they did. It was great.
that's so kind. That's so kind. So we're talking about if
Of
other
me.
anime members, non-isekai, go into an isekai like anime or get transported into another world. And before we get into that, we're going to do our improv questions. And
What's an improv question, anime dad?
now, improv questions are a question that we improv. I improv, you improv, the Whistle and Kettle improvs, and we all improv and have fun with it. So we ask two questions each and have a lot of fun and laugh, cry, sing, dance. So I'll ask my questions first to you. Is that okay with you, Squirrel Man?
That's totally fine with me, mustache on your head.
That's not okay. Mustache on your head. All right, all right. Now, one day, um, 9,000 years ago, your great times 1,000 grandfather woke up and he, what did he say to his pet while he ate his breakfast? And why? And how does this relate to anime? Because I can't figure it out.
He looked at his pet and said, "Oh no, why have you been turned to stone too?" He looks around and everyone has been turned to stone because my see what you forget in our history class is 2000 years ago, we human society stopped for 5000 years because everyone was turned into stone. That's where Dr. Stone is based off of. So that's how my great grandfather came, I guess great times 1,000 grandfather came to find his pet that day. He thought it was that day, but
It was
it actually had been like 5,000 plus one day.
goodness me. I didn't know he was part of that. That history is quite factual. For those who are listening, all you have, if you've got a paper on history coming up, right, talk about Bjorvio's great 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 grandfather. It'll give you a C plus.
Yep.
Now,
If you're gonna look him up, his name is Steve Yorvio.
Steve Orvio. I love it. Just rolls off the tongue. Now, my second question to you. Let's pretend a bee stung you on the eyelid
Oh
while
no.
you were watching your favorite anime. Okay. Would you turn that anime off and smack the bee or go to the hospital or keep watching, call me and tell me what happened after that anime actually, you know, blows your mind? Also, what color pants were you wearing when this happened?
I was wearing gray pants. I only own one pair of gray pants, but I just so happened to wear them this day while I was watching my favorite anime, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I would call you immediately after that this happened because I would need to try and have you talk me down from committing human transmutation on this bee. And you would talk you would actually talk me into it because it's only human transmutation that's forbidden, not bee transmutation. So I'd be like, you know what, you're right. And then I would transmute this bee into a corn dog, dip it in some ketchup, and boom, now you got honey flavored corn dogs with ketchup.
Oh my goodness. All right. Trademark, copyright, anime dudes and dads. Thank you.
Hmm.
Honey corn dog sounds incredible. I'm sure that something like that's in America, but it sounds really
Oh,
good.
probably.
Um, all right, Squirtlehead, give me your two questions, please.
All right. So my first question for you is um you wake up after taking a quick 15-minute power nap, or at least what felt like a 15-minute power nap, because as you look around, you're surrounded by other members of Class 1A. And you'd fallen asleep in your chair, but that's okay because Mr. Aizawa had fallen asleep too. And they are voting for who should be class president because Ida and Yayorozu are sick that day. Who do you vote as class president?
Well, this is before the incidents, and you know what the incidents are.
I do.
Yeah,
I would not if I
unfortunately.
could.
Yeah, unfortunately, you do know what they are. Um, but I would vote, and this is going to be controversial, very
Hmm.
controversial, but I would vote Popoff, the little bullhead grape man, to be class
Mineta.
president. Yes, I couldn't figure out his name. And the reason for it, maybe if he changes his focus from weird things to focused school class activities, keeps himself busy, he might improve himself and be a better hero. So I would do it out of a sense of justice. On that note, do you know why Midoriya, his name is Midoriya?
I don't know why his name is Midoriya. I figured it was his mom and dad's last name. Is there another reason?
Yeah, there is. His last name
Oh,
Midoriya means Midori is green in Japanese.
no kidding. So
I
that's
know.
why he's always wearing green.
Yeah, that's why he's got green hair. Um,
No.
yeah, I found that so funny. I was learning Japanese and it said Midori, and I'm like, is that why Midori? And yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Um,
that's like Kaminari. His last name just literally means lightning.
does it really?
Yeah, so like when Zenitsu's doing thunder breathing, he goes Kaminari no Kokyo.
And then Kaminari comes and helps him fight the bad guy.
Exactly. See, now you're on the same page.
It's weird to me that your head's not moving when you talk. Like
I'm trying so hard, dude. If I move at all, this thing's falling.
oh my goodness. All right, what's your next question?
All right, my next question is there's a underground research experiment in Dr. Stone's universe. I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but the purpose of it is to make birds go to the bathroom more often. Because in this world, it helps disperse a bunch of seeds, which humanity needs now more so than ever. Um, so Senku knows absolutely nothing about birds. Okay, that's just not his forte. In order to help you convince, or in order to help the world by increasing birds um, dispersing seeds after eating them, what is your scientific approach in order to do this? And remember, you're going to have to do the scientific method in order to prove this is successful or not, because Senku will not just take a theory; he wants full-blown science.
Well, science is an assured expectation of things to come. And science needs historical proof of things working. This has happened before. A bunch of students, this is actually a true story, a bunch of students fed, they put laxatives in,
Yes, I've seen
yeah, in chips for those who haven't seen it.
It's
And then
so
I
funny.
fed a bunch of seagulls the chips, and it was a mess. But the seeds would pollinate the earth, and Senku would ask for that proof. I'd show him the video. He'd be happy, and he would be my best friend forever. Um, I like Senku. He's a good guy. If I
I
ever had a
really do.
son, his name would be Senku, potentially.
Yeah, I think Senku's a cool name, and with a name like that, you know he's going to be smart.
He's gonna be smart, and he dyes hair white every year to make sure he is.
Hmm. At the age of 3.
At the age of 3. Great questions. Let's get into the bulk of our conversation. I'm excited. Squirtle's excited. My mustache hat is excited. Now, Isekai, we spoke about what Isekai is. We spoke about why it's so fun. My favorite Isekai would probably be reincarnated as a slime. What would yours be?
Um, I right now it's kind of a tie between Rising of the Shield Hero and Jobless Reincarnation.
Uh-huh.
Um, quite honestly though, I see Jobless Reincarnation probably taking that spot from it. It's
Ooh,
really good, but
okay.
I'm not as far into it as I would like to be, but it's really good.
Nice. Hey, bro, your posters are falling down behind you. They're falling into you. Oh, no.
You know what? There's only so much I can do about it.
I'm just
If the
joking.
Squirtle squirt, then the Squirtle squirt.
I was trying to get you to turn around and for Squirtle to fall off.
Let me see. Let me see. Uh.
No, you
Oh
got
no,
it.
we're good. We're good.
All right. Yeah. Well, I want to watch Jobless Reincarnation. Is that a new one you're watching?
I think it's 2 or 3 seasons, something like that.
Cool.
I'm still stuck in season 1, but uh, uh fair warning, don't let the girls watch it.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. All right. So we're going to talk about other anime characters getting jumped into an isekai. What isekai would be good for them? And I've got a few really good options. I've got one, two, three, four. I declare some war. What is your first good? Sorry, every time I look at you. What's your first good uh, option for a random anime character, not an isekai, to be in an isekai or go into another world?
Cool. So I'm gonna give you the title of this isekai, and I want you to guess who the main character is.
Good idea.
Okay. The world is made up, but I just think this would be a lot of fun.
Yes, please.
Help! I used to be a spy. Now I'm stuck undercover as a mermaid in the King's Land.
Oh my goodness, great. It's definitely Lloyd Forger, and
Definitely Lloyd Forger.
he's in Little Mermaid.
I just made the world up. I just think this would be super fun to take Lloyd out of his world where he's like everything is exactly how it should be. I can predict everything. And then all of a sudden you throw him into a world of like magic and swords and this and that and he's just like, "Wait, what?" And then he has to like, I don't know, do something crazy like go and he becomes like a representative of the dwarf nation or something and then has to go make peace with the merfolk and he has to like get all dressed up and pretend to be a merfolk in order to make peace. Like I could see this being an actually like pretty solid isekai. Like Lloyd would just be so utterly confused the whole time being in a world that's so different than his. And it'd be so funny. I just think that would be absolutely hysterical.
That's a great idea. That's a really good idea. And he would actually do really well because he's so composed, but you see when he gets stressed out, it really affects him. And that's when things aren't going his way or things that he's not used to. So even though he's composed, I think in a world like that, he would be stressed as heck.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We love to see that in him.
I do. I do. I love him. I really do. You know who I love more?
Me.
Squirtle on your head. All right.
Both are
My
valid
one.
answers.
My one, I'm going to give you a made up name as well that I just make up now.
Okay.
Um, okay. All right. Um, help. I'm a stretchy knight.
Luffy?
Yeah, got it.
Oh
Luffy.
gosh, Luffy and an isekai. Oh my gosh, that would be great and terrible at the same time.
And he's in a medieval fantasy world where his rubber powers are seen as forbidden magic.
Oh, I
So
like
a
that.
little dimension of forbidden magic in there. I think that would be really, really cool because he's so happy and he tries to make friends with everyone, and he shows off his powers in many ways. And devil fruit powers are they're seen as quite a positive thing, even though they're slightly negative. In a world where it's seen as forbidden magic, throws that element in. I think it'll be very interesting, and not a pirate world, but a medieval, fantasy magic world. Um, I think you do well.
I think he would. I think he would. I mean, Luffy. The thing with Luffy is he'll do fine in just about any environment. Like he just kind of finds a way and is so chipper and positive anyway that I
Hmm.
feel like he'll be fine. Absolutely.
Great idea. Okay, what is your next option? Give me the name.
All right. So you have four in total. I'll have four in total. So
Cool.
this one is mm, the octopus and the slime reincarnate to save the world through teaching.
Okay. Okay. I like the premise. And so what's his why his name's it's obviously Assassination Classroom.
Karma? Yeah, you're right. It's karma.
I was-
No.
Why can't I think of Koro Sensei?
Koro Sensei. Koro Sensei.
Is it Koro Sensei and Rimuru or just Koro Sensei?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
Koro Sensei and Rimuru both die in their own universe, which I know Rimuru isn't an isekai, but just hear me out on this. They both die. Their abilities get swarped. That's actually a really good
great
word to
word.
combine those two. Swarped together, and Koro Sensei now has to teach at a mage school in order to help save the world from a coming apocalypse, but he's not a mage. He just has the abilities of Koro Sensei in Rimuru, even though Rimuru is kind of a mage, but
I like that. I like that a lot, and I think they would actually get along quite well together. They'd have a good. They're both funny. They both can transform in many ways. Um, I like it. I like it a lot. That is a great option and good name as well. I like how you brought two people together.
yeah, I wanted to keep you off your toes.
I
That's
haven't.
why you're sitting down, right?
I'm sitting down right now. I've actually only got two more. I've realized the one I did was a bit silly, so I've got two more. But these two
Okay.
are gonna blow your socks off. All right, the next one is um, how do I do it? How do I say it? It's gonna be I'm reincarnated. Oh, no. All right. All right. Dr. Magic.
Dr. Magic. See, my first thought is Senku, but okay.
You're right. Senku from Dr. Stone waking up
Uh-huh.
in a world with no comprehension of science. No science
So a
at all.
nightmare.
But all the wizards mock him for trying to do the science thing. Magic is the cornerstone of this universe, and he's trying to come up in the world through science, and he's trying to prove to them that science has a place in society, a society filled with magic.
I kind of love that. I had a similar kind of thought, but I really like yours significantly better than what I came up with. I think I would just because here's the thing, it wouldn't stop Senku
No,
at all.
no, but it'll be interesting to see his failings, and because the magic's quite powerful in this particular world, he'd have to recognize that. But he'd probably try and not use or utilize magic at all and just focus on science because that's what he believes in. And he will try to prove that science is better than magic, or, to reinvent it where, reinvent chemistry as well. So,
I love it.
yeah, interesting, but I like it. All right, what is your third one?
Um, it is I got transported and fell in love. I'm sorry, no. I got transported and we fell in love in our suits of armor. We make it work.
I like that name. Is this about me and you? All right. Is it about me and you? I
I'm doing my absolute best to keep Squirtle on my head without laughing, bro. You're killing me here.
um, fell in love. No clue. Tell me.
Alphonse Elric.
Okay.
So essentially, what we do, we take Alphonse and we put him in an isekai where he's still in his suit of armor.
Yeah.
And so in a medieval time, they're all like, "Oh man, this is cool. He's just in a suit of armor. You have two sets of eyes and upside down lips. I'm dying." um and then while there, he ends up meeting someone who she gets bound to a suit of armor, but her physical body's still inside, but she can't ever take the suit of armor off because it just comes right back on. So it's actually a isekai slice of life of Alphonse falling in love with the girl, but they're both stuck in a suit of armor in different ways.
I love that. How long did it take you to come up with that? That's a great idea.
Probably a grand total of 20 seconds.
That's awesome. That's a really cool idea. Um, I'd watch that for sure. You need to write something like that.
Should. That'd be awesome.
And then, yeah, I really like that. And no, I
Aha, the
really,
Squirtle wins.
that's good. I appreciate that you put Alphonse in as well, and the whole dimension of being stuck into stuck in a suit of armor with a girl, and it's a bit of a love story too. That is special. Very good. All right, my final one that I have. All of mine have a similar concept and pacing. Oh, Bjorvio's gone
I'm here. I
invisible.
dropped my phone, so I'm trying to get it so I can read the last one. It's not going well. Oh no, Squirtle fell.
No, did it? Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Ai Hoshino from Oshinoko gets reincarnated once she passes away into a feudal society that has no understanding of pop culture at all. And she's trying to introduce pop culture and the happiness it brings to this feudal society.
I could not love that idea anymore if I tried. Oh my gosh, that is definitely that's like all of yours are good. That one is I somebody needs to write that.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, I didn't realize there is actually a manga of I before like coming up in as being an idol.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah, I didn't. I looked it up recently, and they said they might make an anime adaptation about it because of her popularity. But there is one. But I think that would be a really good option, and a really cool anime to watch. I'd watch it as well. And also, she'd be shunned a lot in the feudal society too. So it'll be a lot of negative influences, but who's trying to remain positive and happy as well. All right. Now, are you and Squirtle connected, or is it a hat? Is it like a type of thing, where it's like an abnormality, which is fine?
Why can't it be both?
Yeah, yeah, I thought that.
Yeah.
What's your final pick? What's the name? I
All
didn't
right.
have my name. My name is. I should have given you my name. You wouldn't have got that one. And the name is Stars in the Wheat.
Oh, I like that. I like that. All right, this one is probably the most ridiculous one, but you can't tell me it wouldn't be awesome.
Give it to me.
And it is I used to be a hero, but now I'm expected to marry the Emperor Penguin's daughter.
Oh my goodness. It's Deku.
Nope.
I used to be a hero. All Might?
Nope.
Tell me who.
Bakugo.
Why?
Can you imagine that Bakugo getting transported to another world where he gets stuck essentially as a human, but the only people around are penguins? And he ends up like keeping all of his abilities and stuff, but in order to essentially fit in, he because he obviously becomes the Penguin's hero, he has to marry the Emperor Penguin's daughter. But the Emperor Penguin's like, "Oh, you're not good enough. You have to go prove yourself. She deserves more than just a flashy hero." And so it's Bakugo. Actually, it's a slice of life romance isekai with Bakugo trying to impress a female
Bro,
penguin. I don't
I've
know why that idea popped in my head, but
I
I
was
was
gonna say where
laughing
that
out loud.
your mind is amazing. That is great. That's a great anime, and even his volatility. Oh, what's happening to my head? His volatility is will just make the anime so good. Um, very cool. Okay, well let's move on to our improv portion of today. Um, So, that's great. I want to watch all these animes, and I hope the producers watching or listening, watching which would be good too because you'd see how great our hats are. But listening would be amazing too.
Yep.
So, either way, you'd be fine. Now, I'm going to ask
Or
you.
if
Yeah.
you're one more thing, also, if you have the ability to draw and would like to draw any of these animes, like a scene from it, that would be awesome. Please send it
Amazing.
to us if we do. Like, oh my gosh, I would so like you would make my entire year if you did that with any of these, but especially Bakugo proposing to a penguin.
That would make me very happy. We need to either you draw it, and we can also ask ChatGPT to make one. I'd love to see that. All right, I'm going to ask you 10 questions. You need to answer the questions with a different character every time.
All right.
Okay. A different voice character. And they're going to be isekai based questions. And are you ready? Are you ready? Because you got Squirtle in your head. Do you feel like you're going to be able to do those heavy hitting voices?
Honestly, I was literally just thinking like, oh crap, I don't know if as soon as I get like a Bakugo or a Inosuke, dude, this thing's going flying.
All right. Which characters would thrive in an isekai? And who would struggle the most?
Well, I mean, obviously, you put me in any situation, I'm gonna be the next greatest. Ah, crap, it fell off my head.
Squirtle's gone.
Shut up, nerd. Uh, anyway, I would thrive in any situation you put me in. But anytime you put Deku in anything, he's just gonna sit there and cry. You go like, "All Might, I need you. Please come save me. I'm a quirkless loser."
Very good answer, Bakugo. Well done. What anime worlds would be the worst to get isekai'd into?
Oh, the worst one to get isekai'd into. Oh, without any shadow of a doubt, my answer is always Attack on Titan. And I'll tell you why. In what role could you possibly land where you're actually going to be successful? A Titan? Oh, please, their lives are miserable. The Scout Regiment? Only if you like being food. And let's not forget anyone else on the planet. Oh, let's avoid that conversation entirely if we can.
All right. If you got isekai'd, what would you bring from your real life skills?
I would simply bring peace and justice because no matter where you put me, I will be the next greatest symbol of peace and justice. So the people of this land will have nothing to fear because I am here.
I thought Squirtle would fall off there, but he didn't.
Yeah, me too.
Well done. All right, I'm going to give you 3 more questions. If you had to spell isekai backwards, how would you do that?
I think it starts with a K. Then M.
Yep.
It's R. R's a letter, right?
No.
And then 17. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how you do it. I don't know. Do I look at you? I mean, I'm quite smart, but I don't know how to read or write or spell. Or actually, I also can't cook. I always leave my gelato to that.
All right, next question for you, sir. How many? How? what would be the best isekai for you personally to be a world to be transported into?
Oh wow, that's such a good question. Well, there's one. Well, I guess that's not really an isekai, but th- I probably wouldn't want to get reincarnated as a slime. Because really think about it, like they just have so many abilities, and but I don't know if I'd be able to control them all. I mean, yes, I'm able to use one for all at a lot of it, and a lot of the quirks that are inside of that. But I mean, you really got to think about it. That every time you fight someone, you have to.
You
No,
sound
so
like you're a
probably not that
rapper.
one. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. I could be in that new anime. Wait, no. All Might says I. Nope, nope. I got it. I got it. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're ready, but I would definitely be reincarnate, be really good as in the wrong way to use healing magic because I constantly break my bones, and they keep telling me I that I need to get better about not breaking my bones. So obviously, I would learn to use healing magic, and then by learning how to use healing magic, I could use one for all at its maximum potential. So obviously, that would be the best answer.
Very good, Deku. My goodness. All right, final question for you. Now, isekai usually transported into another animal, creature, or what animal would be the best animal to be transported or reincarnated into or as?
Is that supposed to be some kind of joke? Is it because I used to have a tail? Is that why you're asking me that? It's not going to be a monkey. That's just offensive. I don't work under Frieza anymore. No, quite simply, I'm going to be a dinosaur. Because if ever there was a dinosaur in a mound of icicles, I would want to train it to ride a bull. So that would be what I do in the next isekai I'm in.
Bro, you sounded British in the beginning. I loved it
I
so
totally
much.
did. Hey, would you like some tea and crumpets?
I was like, Vegeta's turned British. I love it. All right. Take us home with the voice of your choosing, my man. What's Squirtle
All
on your
right.
head? Where's Squirtle? I need Squirtle.
Oh yeah, you're right. Right. Sorry.
Oh, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We really appreciate it. Also, I'm a little confused why I wasn't put in an isekai. I mean, I could accomplish my goal a lot faster. I mean, it's not like there's a lot of worlds that would really be able to stop my decay or anything. But oh well, I guess that's a topic for another day. I come back next week, which is another day, and we'll have a brand new conversation that you're gonna love. And don't forget, all you villains, go beyond.
Plus
Ultra!
Sultra. Maka, maka, maka.